Okay, so I hope I'm audible. So we will start today with the presentation session. Just give me a second. So yesterday, I believe there are two people who I said I will take their presentation first. So I believe that was Abhilasha Lodi and Gopal. So we'll start with Abhilasha. Abhilasha, can you hear me? Abhilasha, please turn your camera on and start. You are not audible, Abhilasha. Please check your mic. Okay, check your mic. We'll move on to next intent for now. I will come back to you after the next one. Gopal. All the people who have presentation, they can raise their hand. We'll go in order of raised hand after the Gopal.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible.
Visible?
If your screen is visible, you can start. Your task name is Doctor Search website, right?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Sir, I am Gopal Sharma, and I am from Web Developer. And sir, I am a representative of Dr. Sir's website, where we aim to make the process of finding the right doctor easier and more convenient at the right healthcare providers and making informed decisions about their medical care. And this list of contents we are uh, understanding this first of introduction, second summary, third project roadmap, and the website showcase, applications, conclusion, and difference. Then, firstly, we are talk about introductions. So we all know that finding the right doctor is crucial to our health and well-being. A trusted and competent healthcare professional can make a significant difference in our medical journey. And some challenges are like limited information, difficulty in finding specialized doctors, long wait times, or the overwhelming number of choices. And today we are thrilled to introduce this Dr. Search website. That name is Health Center, and from a comprehensive online platform designed to simplify the process of finding the perfect doctor. And its features like best database, advanced search filters, and appointment bookings. Benefits, we talk about its benefits. So we are sharing some several hours from this research and confidently select doctors who meet your specific needs and gain insights from a real patient experiences. We believe in empowering you to take charge of your healthcare journey. Uh, then summary. First of all, we are making a prototype with a Figma. We use Figma plugin, and Figma is the best tool for designing the websites or apps. And then we uh, generate the code from locopy.ai. This is a AI tool. So we convert in HTML and CSS, then we create a database, then we write the code for backend, and we are hosting the website. So first of all, project roadmap. Firstly, we the website front end we are doing front end by Figma, and this prototype we are making. So this is our so after then we are adding code for backend purpose. And in the last we are we are seeing some kinds of that. So firstly we described used applications. So and in the last we know
Okay, we'll wait. Yeah, Gopal, we are back. Yeah, Gopal, I have given you access to unmute. Please unmute and start with.
sorry sir for disturbance.
Yeah, sure. You can continue.
Contribution to our website. Yes, this is our website. This name is Health Center, and this is the first page. Our welcome page and our doctors. There are our doctors, and in the last contact and latest news. If we are searching any name, so the results are like this. So this is your website, sir, and after the applications. And in the last conclusion, we set up, in conclusion, so we know that the website objective is to streamline the appointment booking process, reducing wait time and process, reducing wait times, and improving access to healthcare services. In conclusion, our Doctor Search website aims to revolutionize the way individuals find doctors, ensuring a seamless, transparent, and informed healthcare experiences. And in the last, we noted our recent is this YouTube tutorial from we made this website and this project. So thank you, sir, and thanks for watching. I have done, sir.
I'm done.
Yes, sir.
Just a second. Yeah. See, you need to work on your presentation skills. First of all, the network was not really great. I couldn't really hear anything. Okay. So you need to work on that. Make sure that you are sitting close to Wi-Fi, or you are not using mobile data, you are using Wi-Fi. And if you are using mobile data, test that where you are getting the best connection and sit there for the presentation. Because if things like this happen, you are the person who will lose the last, right? So fix your network next time. You need to work on your explanation skill. Most of the things that I can see, you are mostly actually reading from the slide, so that is not a good thing. And coming to your actual story and hook, you need to work on both of them. See, PPT content was fine, but you need to work on your formatting, as well as reducing the amount of content you have. So the content was okay, but in some slides there was just a lot of text. Okay, it wasn't really looking professional. Make it like point wise, and also quality can be improved of your actual content. You need to work on your communication skill. The demo was also not really great. See, the project demonstration is really important part. And did you use Bootstrap to create your website?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sir.
Uh, what have you used to create the website? Have you used Bootstrap?
Yes, sir.
Why?
The times this reference is not understanding. So I don't understand that. So I use this. Sorry, sir.
So why did you not join the Scrum meeting, or why not ask anyone?
Uh,
This is the point of having good communication skill. You guys need to work on your communication skill. You guys need to connect with each other and fix the problems that you have. You can't just simply take a different framework or different technology and use it in the project. Think about the other teammates that you have beside you, right? If they are using different framework, you are using different, that will not be good, right?
okay,
So
sir.
work on these things, it's fine, but work on that. Okay. Now also Bootstrap, if you are using Bootstrap, then entire design can be greatly improved. Okay. It looked like it was stock, it looked like you have used a stock template that you have found. So work on that. And also in the project demonstration, show add the input and show the output. In the conclusion part, add what you have, what result you have got. In the demonstration, show the actual data flow of your project. Okay, so your overall project demonstration can be greatly improved. So work on that part also. Conclusion can also be improved, but it was fine. Okay, so work on that. Next time I want improvement. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sorry, sir.
Yeah, sure. Okay, then Mahapatro, I hope your mic is now fixed. No, you are still not audible. See, do one thing, either don't use a headphone or microphone, just use the laptop's mic, or change your microphone. See if your headphone actually has microphone feature. Abhisha, you're not audible. See, check your mic and let me know if it is fixed. In the Zoom, where you have the mute option, if you click on the arrow button, you can go to your audio setting and check your mic. Okay. See if you can play the mic if you are able to hear what you are saying. Only then let me know in the chat. Then I will let you give the presentation. Okay. So for now, we'll move on to Manvi.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible.
Okay, sir.
Can you tell me the name of your task?
Sir, real-time stock market data web application.
Is it overview of project synopsis?
Yes.
Okay, you can reach.
Sir, is my screen visible?
Yeah, it is visible.
Good evening, everyone. Today I'm here to present an overview of the project that is the real-time stock market data web application. So let us dive in. So here we will discuss the introduction part of the project, importance, the flowchart of the project timeline, the technologies we have used, development environment, styling, data retrieval, testing, backend development, real-time update, deployment, documentation, and conclusion. So moving on to the next slide, introduction. Real-time stock market data application fulfills several needs and offers various benefits to users. Timely decision-making, market monitoring, capitalizing on new and event risk management, technical analysis, algorithmic training, scalping, and day training are some of the key aspects that make real-time stock market data web application crucial for investors and traders. So next slide. Real-time stock market. So what is the importance of this website? Real-time stock market data holds significant importance and relevance for investors and traders. It enables timely decision making, helps in monitoring the market, capitalizing on news and events, managing risk, performing technical analysis, implementing trading strategies like algorithmic trading, scalping, and day trading. So moving on to the next slide. Here we have flowchart of project timeline. In first month, we have divided our work in 4 weeks. In first week, we will introduce to React.js will set up the developing environment. In the week second, we will style the application and implement user authentication. In week 3, we will learn how to pull data from APIs and display them on the front end. In week 4, we will add the search functionality and we will test and debug the website. Then in month 2, we will in week first we will implement data visualization and will handle the edge cases. In second, we will build the backend, and in third week we will implement the updates. In fourth we will deploy the application. So moving on to the next slide. Technology stack. Let's take a look at the technology stack. We will be using to develop our application. On the front end, we will use React.js for building the user interface and handling components. For backend, we will utilize Node.js and Express.js to handle server-side logic and APIs. Data visualization will be done using D3.js or Chart.js. JSON Web Tokens and Passport.js will be used for user authentication. We will integrate Alpha Vantage API for retrieving real-time stock market data and News API for displaying relevant news articles. To implement real-time updates, we will use WebSockets. So moving on to the next slide. Development and environment setup. Before we dive deeper, let's talk about setting up the development environment. We will start by installing Node.js, which will allow us to run our React.js and backend applications. Then we will create a React.js application using the create React app command and set up the file structure to maintain a clean and organized code base. So moving on to the next slide, 8th, for styling, responsive design, and user authentication. Visually appealing and responsive design is crucial for our application. So we will use CSS and SAS to style the application and ensure it works well across different devices. In addition, we will implement user authentication using JSON web tokens to ensure some secure connection between the user and the application. So let us move to the next slide. So now data retrieval, display, and search functionality. Now let's move on to the data retrieval. We will utilize Alpha Vintage API to fetch real-time stock market data, such as stock prices and historical data. Using React.js component, we will present this data in easy to understand format. We will also add search functionality, allowing user to search for specific stock market data and personalize their experiences. So let us move to the next slide. Testing and data visualization. Testing is an essential part of our development process. We will use testing frameworks like Jest and Enzyme to write unit tests and ensure the stability and reliability of our application. Additionally, we will integrate data visualization libraries such as D3.js or Chart.js to create interactive and visually appealing charts that will help user analyze stock market trends. So let us move to the next slide. Backend development and API integration. To moving on to the backend, we will build a server-side logic using Node.js and Express.js. This will allow us to handle user authentication as well as create APIs for retrieving real-time stock market data from Alpha Vintage API and integrating the news API to display relevant news articles. So next slide, real-time updates and performance optimization. Real-time updates are crucial for application to provide users with the most up-to-date stock data. We will achieve this by implementing WebSockets, ensuring that the data display is always current. Additionally, we will optimize performance of our application through techniques like code splitting, lazy loading, caching to reduce loading time, and enhance user experience. So moving on to the next slide, development and documentation. Once our application is ready, we will deploy it to a web server such as Heroku or AWS, making it accessible to the user worldwide. And here I have mentioned the documentation for our project. So have a look at this also. Sir, is it visible?
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay, sir. So firstly, let us look at the system architecture. For this, we will use for front end, we will use React.js frameworks, which create a dynamic and responsive user interface. For backend, we will use Node.js and Express.js, which will act as an intermediary between front end and the database. Then for data visualization, we will use Chart.js or D3.js, which will create interactive and visually appealing charts. And for user authentication, we will use JSON web tokens and Passport.js. For API integration, we will use Alpha Vintage API for real-time stock market and News API for relevant news articles. So next, working of application. Firstly, we will have to launch our application on the web browser. Then there will be an option for registration, or if you have already registered, then you will have to sign in. Once registered, log in using your credentials. Then after login, you will be redirected to our application's dashboard. Their dashboard will provide the portfolio, current market trends, personalized recommendation. And you can you also use search functionality to search some specific stocks. And you can also manage your portfolio using portfolio management system. Then you can also track your performance there. Next is architecture of our web application. So the real-time stock market web application will follow client-server architecture. The front-end development I have already mentioned using React.js, which will communicate with the backend server. The server interacts with database to store and retrieve the data which users are using. Then external API and integrated to fetch real-time data and news articles. Then next is deployment. For deployment, the application can be deployed on the platforms like Heroku, AWS, where it is available to any of the user. Any of the user can use here. And the deployment process involves setting up the server, configuring the database, deploying the front-end application to the chosen platform. Then user interface. The user interface should look modern, feel modern to the user, and it should be responsive also. So it is there. So now next, moving on to the conclusion. In conclusion, our real-time stock market data web application aims to provide user with the initiative and informative platform for accessing up-to-date data, stock market information. By utilizing technologies such as React.js, Node.js, and various APIs, we will deliver real-time stock prices, interactive charts, and relevant news articles to help user make informed investment decisions. With features like user authentication, search functionality, performance optimization, we are aiming to provide a seamless and engaging user experience. Thank you. If any questions, you can ask.
So I hope you are done with the presentation.
Yes.
Okay. See, as I said, your project demonstration was good this time also, but again, you need to work on your overall hook and flow. So see, the story and your overall explanation was good this time. Okay, it was better than last time. But the thing is, you don't have like good start. So you in the start, you need to create a hook so that you can gain attention of your readers. Right? In the start, what it looks like, you give your introduction, you say your name, and then say this is my project name, and then go on to say like this next to introduction, then the different other things. Right? Don't start like this. Start with your introduction, then a little bit of task introduction, like what is the name of your task, what you're supposed to do, and then move on to say something like let's look at the table of content, or let's look at what we are going to say, so that your viewers will look at it. If you just read it like introduction and things like that, then it will look like you are just reading from the slide, right? You are just simply reading the points. That will not look good. See, the thing is, there are times where we have to look at the slide and we have to read it from there because they are the facts and we need to say it, right? But don't make it look like you are reading it, right?
Okay.
So you need to use words such as, let us say, if you just say, let's look at the table of content, that sounds more professional, right? You can just make it like, part of your overall hook if you say it like that. So work on your presentation start, and also the ending was quite rushed, I believe. Okay, work on that. You can be more try covering the limitations or what are the features.
Okay,
Or
sir.
see what
Disadvantages.
or let us say what improvements that you can do if we have given you more time on the task, right?
Okay.
So that can also be part of the conclusion. Project demonstration was fine, but let us say in the documentation itself, you have a lot of text, like it is documentation, I know, but see, the thing is, it looks like the text in the PPT and documentation are same, right? So in the documentation, it is preferable if you are able to have some kind of images showing the data flow of your entire project, or let us say you are able to create a simple wireframe and post the image of that wireframe, like how your website will look like. That will be like much more better documentation, right?
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, I'm having a question.
Yeah, sure.
Sir, actually, I have given a project timeline, and for 20th, I have to give project overview, and on 25th, I have to give documentation and the Gantt chart. So I will give it in the form of presentation, or I'm not getting it.
Project timeline is the
Yes, sir.
task name, right? You
Project timeline of this data web application, of
Yeah.
this stock market application.
Okay, so you need to give it as a presentation. Documentation, you have already made it, right? So in the timeline itself, what you need to do is you need to update your documentation to include timeline. Like let us say in the week 1, you will work on overall structure of
Okay.
your project. In week 2, you will work on UI. In week 3, you will work on the middleware part. In week 4, you will work on backend part, and then the deployment part, testing part, right? So
I
you
have,
can make a timeline like that and make a presentation out of it.
sir, I have to mention all this in documentation, right?
Yeah, so you have already created documentation, just add timeline. Like let us say in the documentation you have talked about user interface. So say in
Yeah.
what week you will work on the user interface, right?
Okay.
And it will be much better if you are able to make simple wireframes or prototype to show like what we are trying to achieve in that limited time. That will be much better, right?
Okay, sir. And I can reduce this presentation slides, right?
Yeah,
No need
sure.
to
The
present.
thing is, the point is to cover your entire task, not the amount of slide you have. It is
Okay.
okay if you even if you just have 3 slides, but if you are able to cover everything from the task in a better way, then it is completely fine. You can have 50 slide or 15 slide, no problem.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, then we'll move on to next person, that is Ashim.
Just a second, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Am I screen visible?
Yeah, it is visible. Wait a second, but not really visible. Yeah, now you're not visible. So just a quick announcement. Komal, Meena, and Vijay, if you have presentation, then please join Saurabh Singh's meeting. Okay, I will post the link here. Follow this link that I have posted in the chat, and you guys can give your presentation to Mr. Saurabh Singh. Or if anyone has any presentation, they can also join their meeting. Asim and Avilasha Loda, Avi Lasha Lodi, you guys can wait here. Komal and I think someone has left already. So Saurabh, please take their presentation and we'll continue here. Okay, Asim, we can now start.
First of all, thank you, sir, for giving an opportunity to my presentation. Good evening to all. Myself, Ashim Mahapatro, and my internship topic is create a Linux instance on AWS EC2. It is basically on cloud computing growth. Before to going to the project, I have tasks subjected like how to create an AWS account and how to set up the Linux instance on EC2 and install a basic service and configure the instance data and how to add storage and how to configure the security group and redo the instance and how to launch the instance using SSH and using Qt software. Like before to going to the slide, we learn about how what is AWS. AWS basically is a professional language which is stands for Amazon Web Service, and basically it is a cloud computing platform that provides a wide range of cloud service to service individuals, business, and the organization. It is an approach to highly scalable and flexible infrastructure to uh, deploy various applications and services, enabling user to access computing power, storage, databases, and networking. Then after we learn about what is EC2 instance. EC2 instance is an virtual server like how to create an virtual server remote type computing server. It is an Amazon Web Service and it is an EC2 instance is called as Elastic Compute Cloud Service. And it is an fundamental building blocks of AWS cloud type infrastructure allow users to run applications The services on Winter server hosted in the AWS data center, and it is scalable and resizable on demand, which is offered to virtual machines offered by AWS. Then after we learn about how to create an instance, how to create a Linux instance on AWS EC2. So, before to going, we first of all we need to create an AWS free account. Here we can see that step is the create a new AWS account. So I created demo that how I create a new account. So this is my screen record. How to create a free AWS free account. Here we have to type the email address and account name. Here that we get some 2 rupees to create the account for create account. And then after step 2 is that to sign into the AWS management console after the create of account. New account. Here the two types of account is there. One is root user and another is IAM user. Which is root user is to use own account. Like I created my account and I can anything will be doing root user. But IAM user is the account holder. Like I can give access to anybody with some like limit access. Then after step 3 is that open the EC2 dashboard. Here, here is the step like EC2 dashboard. Here we can see that instance running. Then click on the launch instance. Here we can see that launch instance. Then after we choose like how the which server we can use like Amazon Linux, Mac, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat. my my task is that I have to create an Amazon Linux. So I click on the Amazon Linux. Then select an instance based on the requirements such as T2 micro and T3 small. There is many type of instances there, but T2 micro is the free type is eligible for to create for new user. Like it is not like 24 hours you can access this instance but no cost. Then after configure the instance detail, like it is the main part of instance, like how body is working, like how human body is working, like this is the main structure of instance. How means, what is the number of instance we want to launch, we can choose what network we can use, like VPC for instance, and subnet we can choose for subnet like VPC. Subnet means from we we are sitting, we can many of user can access that my this instance. And operation public IP means it will be mentioned that public IP means any of uh, any of can access my instance. Then I am told if I need specific permissions to for a instance, then certain be able to choose whether the instance will stop or terminate when it's certain, like we mentioned that it is certain or not, we can choose here. Then enable termination protection, for enable termination to protect different accidental termination of the instance. Then after monitoring, choose whether to enable detailed monitoring for every instance. Then after, this is my like how to create the demo. Like I create the all steps here. We can like this is the demo how I create the instance. Here we have to choose the tag that name specification, like my name is Ashim Mahapatro. I can use my name here. Here can also. So then after, Like guys, this is the demo how I created live now lively. I will show you how I create the how I create that. This is the root user. Uh, Here we can type the midnight.
Ashim, are you sharing a browser screen? Because I can only see the web page screen. Please share the link.
Then have to go to instance which is Twitter eligible. There are many types of get deeper right. Create the format like .pm format. Choose anywhere like custom IIP, like anywhere it means it will be anywhere means all over world my instance can like it is the computer like it is the like AWS given 8 GB storage. This is demo server. Status. Check the 2x2 pass. Take some more time.
Hello, Ashim.
Yes, sir.
What are you doing right now?
This is to check what it is.
I can't actually hear you correct. Can you please increase the volume of your mic?
It will be taking some more time, sir. Why it is?
Please increase the mic volume. It was fine at the start, but now it is not able.
Sir, it is already I saw in demo.
Yeah, so you can move on then.
Sir.
You can move on.
This is my status is check pass. I, the security code that I create my private key. Successfully implemented for the then I share like private key. I will put in that my IP address. Put that heading private key. Hello, sir.
Yeah,
So, there's I saw it already in demo. This is the thing. See, I only since last literacy section. And services.
Are you done?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Completed, sir.
Yeah, sure. See, work on your presentation skills. Show me your presentation and share the screen and show me the PPT. Can you show me the conclusion slide? Okay. See, the way you have written your conclusion is not really that good. Make it point wise, okay? Make one point on the flexibility, scalability, reliability, another on the ease of deployment, and then security, and then pricing, right? You have just reading pay as you go pricing. What does it tell me? Okay, you can like improve your conclusion by many times. Let us say by making a and let us say telling the limitation of EC2, what are the good things about EC2, or you can also let me know like what is the difference between EC2 and the other competitor that are like here, like let us say Microsoft Azure or Google Cloud itself. What is the difference in the pricing, right? You can add this information in the conclusion, and also see you have your presentation made in a correct way. It is step-by-step format, but the thing is you didn't really quite deliver it properly. Okay, so when you are delivering your presentation, what is important is that you are speaking something. For 15 minutes of your presentation, I couldn't hear anything because I believe you were playing the video. It had sound, but you don't know when you are sharing the screen. You need to select the share sound option also. So didn't really hear anything, and you
Sorry,
didn't also
sir.
say anything. Also, you didn't confirm anything when you were sharing during the demonstration period. I did tell you if you have like shared the browser, you didn't, then I believe you realized it, then you shared the browser. So work on your communication skill. Do one thing before you come to presentation. Make your own Zoom meeting, join with your browser, join with your laptop, and then give a presentation. See what is the experience you are getting. Like check if you know all the settings properly or not, if the sound is coming or not, if you are sharing the screen, what is happening. You see, if you don't know what is going on, just share your entire screen with sound. That's as simple as that. You don't have to share particular screen. Okay, it is simply easy to share the entire screen and do the presentation. That will be much better. You can go on the do not disturb notification. You will not see any kind of notification or like anything else. So there are a lot of things you can do, but you need to make more practice on how to do presentation. Work on your presentation skill. When you are explaining something, it look like you are mostly just reading it. Go on the slide number 3 or 4. Go on. Yeah, see here. Go to next one. So I believe here all I heard was like you were explaining something. You said they are referring to scalable, resizable, and on-demand offered by AWS, and then you said something, and then you skipped it. You didn't even complete it properly, or I couldn't really hear it because your mic volume was not too great. See, I believe in Windows, your mic volume get it, it is automatically like the volume is set for some reason, or maybe you have the setting. So disable that setting and make sure that your mic is audible, because most of the presentation I couldn't hear anything, right? So you have put in a lot of hard work. I can see that you have recorded a video, you have put in the screenshot, but if you are not able to deliver it properly, all that hard work will go to waste, right? So next time, practice giving a presentation before you are coming. Make sure that everything is working properly. What you are trying to do, you are trying to share a sound or you are trying to share a screen, make sure everything is working properly. Because if it is not working properly, entire experience of the presentation will become really bad, right? And also one thing I would tell you, in the PPT itself, you have good content, but it is not well formatted. Okay. See, the PPT form, the content is good and you can get 10 out of 10 score if you have formatted it correctly. Let us say in what is it EC2 instance, you are just having 4 points and all of these things that is written, you are saying this in the expression part. See, you have option click to add notes in the PowerPoint presentation. You can add this entire part in the click to add notes, and during the slideshow, I will not be able to see what you have written in the notes. Only you will be able to see it. You can just read it. That will be easy, right? You don't have to remember everything. You can just read it, and you can make a script of what you are going to say. That will be much better, right? Your entire problem of having to memorize everything is getting solved by a simple feature of click to add notes, right? So explore these features, see what experience or viewers will get when you are giving a presentation. Only then you come to the meeting and give the presentation, because you have put in a lot of hard work, but it all got to waste. You didn't really got the marks you deserve because the experience was not there, right? Most of the time in the demo, I was just looking at the screen and there was no explanation. The entire point of the presentation is to give explanation, and there was no explanation, right? So next time, keep these things in mind. Okay. See how Zoom works. You can watch some YouTube videos on how the Zoom function, or make a simple recording, like make a simple meeting on join from your mobile and laptop. There are two different devices. You can make a meeting and see how things are going on, right? And do much better. Okay. So good luck on the next presentation. I want improvement in the next one. Okay.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Sir, the second presentation item with
Sorry.
reference, sir, for my second tax.
What is the deadline for that one? Yeah, references. Sir shared the references with everyone, right? Today. In the meeting, you must have received a link for the completed presentation. You can look at, you can find the presentation for your topic, see how the presentation they have made, and what is the things they are like, referring. I think that is the only thing we can provide you as of now. But later you have to find it on your own, I think. Okay. See how the email services is being set up. There are documentation on the AWS website. In Google search simple Amazon email service documentation. Then you will get a proper documentation, because most of our tasks are like, based on the documentation itself. Okay. If I be able to find any documentation, I will share it with you on the email that we have provided. Okay. So see, but other than that, if there are like, no references, then you have to find the references on your own. Okay. So yeah.
Trello card, sir, access I did not get. Trello card.
Trello card access, you will get it, okay, because there are multiple people beside you who want that access, right? So sir is looking into it. By tomorrow or day after tomorrow, you will get it. But in the meantime, you can give your progress update in the technical support chat. In hackweather.in, you can go on technical support chat. You can say that this is my progress update. You are giving it there because you don't have Trello access. Okay, then that will be also valid. Okay, or you can simply just email at support@hackweather.in. That will be fine. Then you will have an email record of everything, right? Yeah, sure, sir. So any more questions? Okay, thank you. And we can, I believe, move on. Prithvi Pujari, you have any question or presentation?
Yes, sir. I had talked to you about the data set yesterday. I haven't received any mail.
Yeah, so data set, there is some problem with the data set, I believe. Okay, so we are looking into it. There is a Trello card. I like talked to sir and he has given me the Trello card itself. Okay, so this is a public Trello card.
Okay.
We will add the data set in this Trello card, and then you can just find it there. Okay, I will send you the link. It is in the chat. Okay, so in this Trello card, you just check by tomorrow. We will add the data set in this Trello card itself. Okay.
Okay, sir. No problem. Then I'll proceed with the project.
Yeah. So for now, proceed with the project. Work on the PPT. By tomorrow, I will upload the data set in this card itself. We have made a card so that people don't have problem getting the resources.
Yeah, sir. No problem. And also, will I be allotted a group in Trello?
See, the thing is, there was some problem with the Trello. So we are not really using the Trello as of now. It is obsolete. We are looking for alternative. But there is a previous card that is archived. Okay.
Okay.
So I will talk to sir. If it is possible, I can give you that option, but there are not many people active, right? So
Okay.
it will not be actually visible. So
Okay.
what you can do is you can talk to them through the email. In the meeting itself, I will see if there is your from which group.
Data science.
Okay, so if I find anyone from the data science group, I will share your email with them and they can contact you. Okay?
No problem, sir.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
so I'll wait till tomorrow. Yeah.
So by tomorrow, I will upload it in this card itself.
Okay, sir, no problem.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Okay, so I believe we are done with the all presentation as well as the general queries. So you guys will receive this code by 10 p.m. tonight, and also the video will be uploaded. If you want any references or any help on making presentation, you can look at the presentation in the completed presentation link that we have shared through the email itself. Okay, so thank you for joining. We'll meet tomorrow. Anyone else has any questions? Sir, do you have any questions?
No, sir, no questions.
Okay, then we will end the session for today. There are not many people for the general queries today, as well as the presentation are done. So thank you for joining. We'll have the presentation tomorrow, 7 to 9 again, and also general queries. You can join the meeting 7 to 9.